as far as e-commerce goes and SEO for e-commerce, where do you rank SEO in terms of the overall structure of digital marketing, right? Like digital marketing, you have, like you said, email lists, you have social media. Obviously now Instagram and TikTok, they all have TikTok Shop, which my daughter's her brand is on. And so where would you rank if you look at the overall pie of a client of a company that's saying, hey, we want to start really focusing on our online store,
Mhm.
what percentage would you put SEO on as opposed to the whole in comparison to the whole circle of digital marketing?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to assign like an importance to it because it's all kind of important in its own way, and it all kind of works together, right? SEO works well with paid ads works with SEO. But in terms of like, I'll say like if you're a brand new business, right, and you're getting started, I would not recommend you start with SEO first. The reason being is because SEO is expensive. SEO takes a while to get traction, and if you have a brand new business, it's hard to get a new site ranking from scratch, especially if you're like in the e-commerce space. Google really wants to make sure that you're a legit brand before they start ranking you, right? So before getting into SEO, I would definitely put paid ads above it, right? I would get email marketing going before it. I'd get influencer marketing going before it. I would actually put SEO last, believe it or not.
Hmm.
And the reason for that is because all of those other things makes SEO 10 times easier, right? But if you go in and you say, we're going to build this brand organically, right? We're not going to do any ads. You can't do that now. Like Google's not going to rank you, right? You can't just say no to paid ads and say, I'm going to dump, 50K into SEO over the next couple of years and let this thing just generate all the revenue. It doesn't work that way, right? Like you need brand authority for SEO to like really, really work. So I always tell people like, and you want that cash flow coming in, right? I mean, e-commerce is a cash flow game. Like you need to manage your cash flow. You need cash flow coming in. You can't sit there for 6 months hoping that you rank, right? And especially when
Right.
it's harder if you have an authority, right? So like, oddly enough, it's like I would put SEO. I would say to start SEO last. I would get everything else in place and then start SEO. That's not to say SEO isn't important, right? Because you still want to rank at the top of Google. You want that visibility. You want to appear in like ChatGPT and Perplexity, right? Like you still want that visibility. It's very, very important. But I would put paid ads in all those other marketing channels as more important to start first. And then you layer in SEO once you have that, once you have your brand built, right? And, you also want to ensure that, your brand is something that will work for you, right? You want to test it. You want to make sure you get product sales and stuff like that. So I would run ads and do all that stuff first.
Would you say, I know this was a thing a long time ago, but would you say that a solid foundation, a solid SEO foundation helps paid ads? In other words, if you took two sites and you have paid ads, one has
Uh-huh.
a good solid foundation of structure and SEO and one doesn't. Do
Mhm.
you think the ads that go towards the SEO friendly one is more, they would favor that more? It doesn't really matter because you're paying for it.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much because you're paying for it. So like SEO, good SEO, if you have a good SEO structure, it's not going to really help your paid ads necessarily perform better. But what it does do is that SEO is a demand capture platform, right? Paid ads is a demand generator platform, right? So what I mean by this is let's say you run, let's say you have a company that sells like, I don't know, like just let's just say gold or something like that, right? Let's assume it's a very specific, let's say like 24 karat gold or something like that, right? And let's say like the demand for that isn't like as much. What you can do is you can run ads to generate the demand for it, right? You can just start running ads for like 24 karat gold. And I'm not saying there's no demand for that, right? But let's say you want to increase the demand for it. You run ads for it. People see your ad, then people start researching 24 karat gold. Like, why should I buy 24 karat gold? Like, what are the best vendors for 24 karat gold? Like 24 karat gold, like earrings, necklaces, right? You need SEO to capture that demand, right? You need Google visibility to capture that demand, right? So Facebook, it's like people will click on your site, right? Some people will convert, but what about all those people that are doing research, right? They're going to do
Right.
research and they're going to go to your competitors who are ranking at the top for those keywords. right? So SEO is really important because it basically kind of fixes a leaky funnel, right? You have all these people coming in through paid ads, people who buy, great. People who go and start to do research, you need SEO to capture it. So in a sense, like SEO doesn't necessarily like make paid ads like work better, like technically, right? But it does help your overall marketing funnel and help bring some of those users back to you, who are doing more research and, you know, people who aren't necessarily buying immediately.